Hello, little buggy. Go. Yeah. Okay, these I'm gonna make red. Final time, hopefully. Has been a while since I streamed. Just a couple of things like cleaning up the old studio and falling sick. Hopefully this is the last layer of red, so I can spray them today and take pictures with them. So I'm gonna do 2 streams of about an hour. And then I'm going to clean up off screen because, you know, that's not really interesting to see anyway. Can go a little white, need a little scrap piece of paper. Oh, I can use this one. This one's nearby. This is a scrap piece of paper, so don't worry, not wasting new paper. That's the wrong marker. The white marker dries very quickly. Now let's continue Rexy. I mixed the paint and it's still splashy, but it gets a nice rough texture and it's very matte. So despite it not being as intended, it does go nicely. And hopefully a couple more layers and then it's done. This paint does not layer nicely, so I can't put it on that thick, but it does give a bit of a velvety look. So because I was ill, I couldn't work on my 6th novel. So hopefully I can finish it next week. Of course, it's Easter at the moment, so why not work now? Well, just the normal things. And I also have taxes to do tomorrow, so and it doesn't really come to a day anymore. Still expect it to be released in April, so that's nice. Had hoped for 3rd quarter, but no, 2nd quarter. Studio cleanup, just a few small final things left, and of course organizing the storage so I can actually find things. So no, the move is not done yet, but at least it's countdown till handing in the keys. And we noticed that on Saturdays and Sundays it's quite crowded, so it's best not to go there. It's best going there during the week. So there might be a couple of First day streams I might miss because of that. And in the summer I'll be going there by bike a couple of times. So, okay, let's start making this plate. Now we're going to mix skin tone. There it needs to be slightly dark. It's too light. And I think I'm going to use a hint of brown, just brown. Do I still have? No, I don't. Then I'm going to use this brown, or is it too reddish? No, this is brown. It's a nice color, but it's too close to all the other colors I already have, so that's a bit pointless. These are all the little Nutella jars. I think I need a little bit extra. Just a little bit. I actually want something closer to this color, but this color doesn't dry nice. It's very shiny. Should do it a bit lower. So we're gonna try this color now. If it's still too bright, I might add a little hint of blue, just to make it less eye-piercing. This brush is too big. Okay, let's try that again. First impression is that it still looks too light, but it dries darker. Why is there a little hair in here? I don't get how these hairs get up here. Doesn't really help if there's hairs everywhere. And I made sure this is pet free, so all the hairs are technically mine. I might actually need even more brown in it. But let's see how this dries first. Okay, go and dry. And then free with the same skin tone. Mostly because I was lazy. This is very thin paint. Luckily it dried up quite flat, that's nice. When I get more Nutella jars, I'm gonna pour this over because this is way too much. Way too big of a glass jar, so. Noticing I'm painting underneath the logo. I really like the colors of these two, of Gemini. Turned out quite nicely thus far. Very bright and cheerful. I'm sorry if I'm a bit silent, but there's not much to tell. I mean, book in production. Painting, currently doing. Cleanup of the studio. Well, we're at the mostly decorating part right now. And the final one. I needed to do more of Owl's hair. Owl has a huge head, by the way. Accidentally way too big. Have to be careful not to hit other parts. And because I'm doing the skin right now, I can't finish the hair just yet. Maybe if I'm careful. There we go, skin filled. And I need to resin quite some things. But considering paint takes longer to dry, let's start with the paint. Okay, I have no idea why this had so much glitter on it. But it means I need to repaint that part. Oh well. Nice chocolatey. But luckily I still have plenty of this paint. Spotting a little defect. luckily I still have paint of that as well. Okay, and that's another tray that can dry. Now, let's see. Now let's see. I think I'm going to make everything gold after all. Didn't intend it, but I think it might be a nice balance to make everything gold. And that means I'm going to take you guys away for a moment, because this is going to be teeny tiny work. I did lose one of the sea stars, by the way. I have no idea where it ended up. Might find it later on when I no longer need it. Also, good day. But now I'm going to be very, very careful and tedious work. Still need to do some extra effects, but let's start with lining. I think that if everything has a golden line, it will pop nicely. I'm very good at touching myself with these things, these pens. So yeah, if I do find back that final piece, I might add it or use it for other experiments. This gold is such a beautiful gold. If you ever find these markers, beautiful gold. I think I need to order an extra one of these. Most of these little things are done. Just these rocks need a little bit more gray. Don't think I'm going to spray paint it before resining it, because it's just plain paint. Okay. What's the deal with you? There's a lot of paint extra here. So like I said at the beginning, I will do streams of an hour again. Probably gonna do 2 streams of 1 hour, and then I'm going to clean up offline. Because it's just not an interesting stream because I'm off screen most of the time. But luckily, I've only been streaming for half an hour, so there's still plenty to stream. First thing I'm going to do is paint, because that hat needs time to dry. And hello to you as well. I hope you had fun doing the first shoot or the second Easter shoot, so hope you had fun anyway. Okay, that ink just went everywhere. Not sure if I'm gonna fix it. I'll think about that later. Whew. Like I said, this is very tedious, tiny work. The result is great. It's just very tedious work. I don't even know if I'm gonna use everything in the final result. This marker ink really dries quickly, so that's nice. Whew. I think we're about halfway. If you hadn't heard me saying this before yet, if you print this set, make it bigger. Unless you really like doing tiny works like this. And by all means, print it the actual size. I mean, the result is great thus far. I really like the choices of color. Let's hold its head. So when I hand in the keys of my studio, I might go to a couple of Saturday streams instead of Thursday streams because of the cleanup in the storage. Just no fun. Come on. Fun being there when it's super crowded. And of course I need to clean up in my own home. Come on. Almost there, almost there. I'm going to use the stick to hold this in place. The final piece. No, this one got stuck to my finger again. Okay, that was all the gold. Now, see if I can fix it. Sorry about being muted, but we had a little visitor. Needed to get some supplies from here. Okay. Now, how much can I fix without going back and forth with just fixing all the time? So maybe tomorrow, when I take a break from doing taxes, I can resin these. Come on, come on, come on. Like said, print bigger, print bigger. Oh, I'll be glad when this tedious job is done. I have a feeling I miss a few water drops as well. Let's see. I need to do some green from the turtle. I think I'm gonna keep it like this and dry. Just dry this way. Okay, that was the tedious work. Now the big ones. First of all, let's go for a little bit of effect. The cap is still just... Ah, that's how it works. Okay. Has a double screw. Anyway, I want a little bit of... It's very thin paint, so I have to be very careful with it. But it's neon. Dry brush. Doesn't look like I'm doing much, but we'll have to see how it dries. Yeah, still that neon yellow. Just to give it a little bit more oomph. It just breaks up all the same red or vermilion. It's actually vermilion. This will need quite some coats, actually. Not just because it's thin, but to get a little more effect. I'm gonna use this on a little bit of Kai. I mean, I have it, so. Need to spread this really well. Don't think you're gonna see it on screen that well. Focus on everything but. Nah, you're not seeing it. It's okay. It's more an ink consistency. Okay. This can dry for a little bit. How's you? Yeah, you're doing fine. So I can do skin tone with you. This is a bit thicker paint. I have to be very careful what is skin and what is dress. Of course I can repaint it, so that's not much of an issue, but let's see, that's dress, that's bracelet, that's decoration. So this tiny sliver should still be skin. Okay, almost first layer skin done. Okay. And the final one, the base plate. Is there white still in here? Almost tipped my jar. And this tube is pretty much empty. There we go. Yeah, sure, I have it in a little jar right now instead of a tube. But at least you can dip your brush from the jar. And that's a bit trickier with a tube. Where's my brush? Brush. This doesn't have to be perfectly painted because I am going to cover it with sand. This is a way to hide any patches. Okay, this can dry. Let's wipe off some excess paint. So these guys can dry. How dry are you? Not dry enough to spray paint just yet. But I do want to spray paint you guys today. How dry are you? Almost dry enough for perhaps the final coat. I do like the flocky look. Probably still gonna need a little bit of brown extra. That's all drying. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm first going to clean up a tiny bit here. So there we go. Then I can go resin the pieces that are almost dry or that are ready to resin. Where did I put that? I put that over here. There we go. So first we're going to resin a bit. And then when I have time left, I can start on more to paint things. What's this on the floor? A little wire. Yeah, into the trash. So I'm going to close down the stream just for a moment. And then I'm going to restart it. So if you see this on YouTube, I'll be seeing you next week. And if you see this on Twitch, I'll see you in a couple of minutes less. So see you soon. One moment. Bye bye.